everybody. We're back around the table again today, and we're going to have a look at the new 2019 stuff, or some of the new 2019 stuff today. But first, our pocket dumps.
2019 stuff from who?
Doesn't worry. Doesn't worry.
Doesn't worry.
I'll tell you tomorrow.
That's a surprise you don't get to know yet.
Okay.
So, going for pocket dumps. It's a new to me. Wrong pocket. Let's go with the right one. Recently acquired, I picked up the 943, the 940's weird little cousin. So, again, got a good deal on it, couldn't say no.
Yep, still a nice classy one for sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll have this one forever. So,
I'm curious to see how you like that blade shape, like in comparison to.
okay, we don't do it on the program, but a big part of my collection is Bowie knives.
Yeah.
So you made an Osborne into a Bowie knife. I wonder how Dennis is going to like it.
Fair enough.
Like, think about the words.
I refuse.
Anyway, someone else.
This is not the platform for thinking words.
No, it is not. Today I've got my zero tolerance 456.
With some schmutz.
Yeah, well,
Schmutz.
No.
Oh, there's
happens.
schmutz on the clip. There's schmutz on the backspacer.
It's a user.
it's not schmutz, it's wear.
Usage.
Hashtag use your shit.
Damn straight.
Somebody's gonna be mad at us.
Oh, can't wait for the
well.
post. It'll be great.
Yep.
So yeah, that's what I'm rocking today. Up next.
I've got my PPT because it's the PPT,
Yep.
and I like it a lot. And to you,
Yours is the fancy one with the S90 and the carbon fiber.
Also schmutzy.
it gets used. It's a thing.
Carbon fiber hides schmutz fantastically.
That's one of the reasons I like it so much. Yeah.
Right. And thematically for today, carrying my crossbones.
Mm-hmm.
Slightly schmutzy.
Yeah.
Slightly. No, I like it. I mean, it's Oz 8. It's a bit of a step down from what I normally carry, but I like the design enough that I carry it fairly frequently.
Mm-hmm. It's still a fun knife. It's unique.
Mm-hmm.
Nice fast flipper.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Get it out of here.
So yeah, as Joe just kind of hinted there, going thematically and what we were doing for 2019, we were going to take a look at some CRKT stuff.
Wait.
So going thematically kind of with what Joseph was hinting at there with his CRKT crossbones, we are going to be taking a look at some of the new for 2019 CRKT offerings.
It likes to slide away.
It does. Silly homepages.
DJ that. He's going to DJ it a little bit so it just stays in place.
Let's just nauseate the shit out of our viewers.
That's right. And follow the 2019 knives down the yellow brick road.
Eyes shaking.
The comment starts and then ends with random letters because the guy developed epilepsy as he's watching it.
So do we want to start general observations, or do we want to jump right in? With
Well,
a
I
particular
mean, it
model?
actually ended on a really good note. Let's
Yeah.
dive into what all the hype is about. I think we should start with
Yeah,
that guy
For
right
sure.
there. I think we need to talk about this
Yep.
little gem.
The hype for this one's been building for a couple years. It's been a custom one in the works, made its way onto Kickstarter, and has finally come out in a production version.
And I think we can all say that we're excited about this thing.
I think the community is excited about
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
At least to see the innovation of it, the mechanics, how the pocket clip on it works and stuff like that.
To provoke. Super excited.
I think community in general super hyped up about this knife in particular.
It's an interesting mechanism.
And I believe they're already starting to float out onto the market.
Yeah, I have seen a couple reviews on them already online.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so jealous.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah.
know that we've all been kind of aware of the background development for this knife when it was on
Mhm.
Kickstarter. Man, I'm blanking on the designer's name. Oh,
Joe Caswell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the
right.
Caswell. Yeah.
And when we heard that there were rumors that this was going to be maybe in a production capacity at some point, people were like, I don't know if I want a subpar steel. CRKT's making this with D2.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they did it right.
6061 aluminum for the construction, and it looks like it's basically the same.
On the Kickstarter note, 350,000 is
Yeah.
the funding for this
Yeah.
thing
Oh,
on
nice.
Kickstarter. Like, as far as the community waiting for this thing to be a thing, like, absolutely awesome, right?
That's it.
Yeah. Just going on with the innovationness of how it actually works, and I was hoping it would be a better picture there as I was flipping. So there it is closed, and then when you open it, you actually push on that back corner there, and it pops the blade forward and out.
The idea being that you're holding this in the reverse grip and pressing the little nubbin with your thumb.
Yeah.
I'm as excited to see how that clip works as I am about
Yes.
the design for the rest of it too. You know what I mean? Like,
Blade shave.
Yeah.
Jeez, I like that flat grind on that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
No, there's so much to like about this knife, and it's weird to be this excited about a CRKT product, which,
it's been a while.
yeah.
And as Paul was just saying there, the clip there, it's a
Yes.
funky design. You actually press down where that texture is, and it lifts up
So
the
it sits
clip.
flat.
Yeah, they call
normally.
that a zero profile clip, I believe. The idea being that it's essentially just all the way down in your pocket. I think it's a really, really, really cool idea.
It is a funky one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's safe to say that we are all excited for this new offering for sure. It's definitely the most hyped up one that CRKT is pulling out
Yeah.
this year.
It's going to be hard for this knife not to be successful,
Yeah.
Yeah.
regardless of. We'll just hope CRKT gets it right. So,
Well, the expectations for it are so high. I've actually heard that they're planning on releasing more and different designs with this same opening mechanism. So we can expect non-crambit variants. We can expect, I mean,
yeah,
I haven't
they
heard anything
seem to
past
have
that.
some heavy hinting towards this is not their last offering.
So there's heavy expectations for it to do well.
Yeah.
Like even from CRKT, they think this is going to be a bombshell.
I mean, do you disagree?
No.
Everyone's waiting for this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should probably jump into what everyone else is waiting for more than anything else.
Yeah.
And the other two,
Yeah.
I think, in my opinion at least, I don't know, I could be wrong.
If you look at like online, it seems to be that that way.
So, yeah, the next offering up is a modification of what's already out on the market. We've already had our personal experiences with what's already out on the market in a smaller version, and they decided to beef it up, come up with some variations. It is the large pillar.
Or as some people have already started calling it, the Pillarge.
Large. I don't know how I feel about that.
It's goofy.
Yep.
And I heard referred to it once as the Pillarger
Oh,
because it wasn't large enough in the one guy's opinion. So, but yeah.
So yeah, despite this thing being larger than the earlier release version of the Pillar, one thing that we learned that kind of surprised us all, they're the same weights.
the original
Yeah.
and this version
Yeah.
and this full steel configuration. It's weird to think that.
It's cool that they actually went in and skeletonized it and took some of that weight down.
That is not something that CRKT is known for.
No.
So I really like the fact that they're adding this technique into. Hopefully it'll be things to come. Like by doing this, I don't know if they've got plans to do some other stuff where it's internal milling. But
Cautiously optimistic about it.
like even your crossbones, I believe, has got a little bit of milling or no.
Stainless steel liners, so I mean, they just,
Okay.
I think they count more than external milling for this guy.
But yes, anyway, it's few and far between. So I like the fact that they're adding one more step in the right direction.
Yeah.
What's the blade length on that guy?
Yeah.
2.6? 2.6? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's still like a fairly smaller size.
2.6, almost
I like that.
2.7 inch blade. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard it being referenced to the same sort of size as the large tough from Cold Steel. Not the mini tough, but
Okay. Yeah.
I love that knife.
yeah.
If we get these guys in for review, I will be bringing in my large tough for a side-by-side.
And then along with, shall we just kind of keep
Well,
going
and
on?
chromoly steel.
Yeah.
For this guy, ATR 14 because they like a little more chromium in their 8CRs in CRKT's little soup mix.
They got a discount on that steel.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it too closely.
That variation, which they have in all stainless steel, they also have a chromoly version and a G10 version that they are offering. And then what we're all excited about, we got us a blacked out with what seems to be the theme for CRKT this year, D2 version of a pillar.
They're using better steels.
This has been, I think, the biggest complaint about CRKT as a whole, and the fact that they're addressing it so, one model after the other.
Yeah,
That's a
consistently.
black G10 handle.
D2.
Yep.
And black G10. Yeah.
not black stainless steel. I was hoping for a black washed stainless steel across the board.
They might at some point. I mean,
I can live with
and
black
just
T10.
out of curiosity, 3.8 ounces. So even lighter than the original smaller version.
Yeah,
For those of you that care about that kind of thing.
that is funny.
We've done 30 videos talking about the fact that we want CRKT to come with their steel, and they finally did it, and it's so nice.
That it is, yeah.
And I've read on the forums people like, oh, I don't know if it's going to be CRKT. It's just going to be super soft, not properly heat treated. Well, they're saying that their D2 is going to be 60 to 61.
Yeah, that's
That
nice
seems pretty
range.
dialed in.
That's actually a little bit harder than what a lot of companies will do with their D2. And I think that's in a nice range.
Mhm.
Like as far as a user knife, that's great.
Especially in that size too, right? Like,
And what they're asking for it, like 70 American.
Yep.
That's
Not bad at all.
going to be perfectly affordable.
Yeah, that's
for-
a pill to swallow. No, any day of the week with D2 as an upgrade that people have been screaming for.
Yeah. No, this is awesome. All kinds of awesome.
desperately trying not to make a joke right now.
It's too late. You've gone too far.
Yeah. Continue on. I'm not making the joke. They know what I'm thinking. They have no idea.
I think innovation we should probably turn to in the next, and the other thing that's brand new
Yeah.
for them.
And I'm surprised that I haven't heard more from you about this, to be honest with you.
As far
We'll
as
talk about
innovation,
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
CRKT, Flavio Acoma, a bunch of guys with a bunch of people and a bunch of brains came up with some stuff.
Mostly just Flavio Acoma.
And CRKT's like, hey, we'll give you some money to do this stuff.
yeah.
You like money?
What did I make? Would you like some money?
Yep. So yeah, the new Seismic, it's a Flavio Acoma design, as we've kind of been hinting at there. And not only is the design funky as hell, but the pivot there is actually the lock mechanism. If it will just flip around to something good.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh no, you can't zoom in. Never mind. Do they show a good picture? So yeah, you kind of just push in the center of the pivot there to deactivate the lock, and you're able to fold it in from there.
It's like a button lock, but it's a pivot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The thing that comes to mind is the Paul's knife lock that was produced through a bunch of different companies. Did CRKT ever do a Paul lock?
I don't know if they did or not, but yeah, it was Paul Pullman
Yeah.
that came up with the design, and Benchmade did, Lone Wolf did.
But that's the first thing that comes to mind in terms of a pivot pinch locking
Oh,
mechanism.
very much so,
And where
yeah.
this differs is as you're holding the handle, the blade will then fall loose, as opposed to the Paul's knife, where you would press the pivot and the handle would stay, the blade would stay in place.
attached.
So you'd have the handle reversed, snap it down. This now, you can release it the other way. Yeah, I'm very, very, very interested to see how this goes, because this has the potential to be an extremely strong locking mechanism.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple disassembly pictures, and it's basically two solid bolts, like the name implies, that kind of just chunk into place.
Yeah, deadbolt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah, that'll be very interesting to play
Oh,
with.
that's
for sure.
my schmutz. That's my schmutz all over the place. There we go. Just looking at the blade shape as well. I aesthetically and user friendly.
I just assume that our audience is screaming out, "You didn't get it off!"
No.
every time we flip her off the screen.
I'm really liking the blade shapes. Ergonomically, I think it's going to be a very functional knife. I think it's Flavio down to like his purest function form instead of some of the art stuff that he's been known to have, right? And he's got some of both. I've had some other Acoma designs that weren't as flashy as a Fossil or something like that, right?
I like the deep carry clip too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The way it's been milled, yeah.
It's a little funky, but it does.
Hopefully it's got enough flex. We'll see in person
of
when it
course.
comes in and how much flex it has and how much, because clips that do have that solid bar across them, that can be the one downside, is if they're very stiff.
You know.
And
that's
it's pretty short too.
I was actually looking.
It was a different knife. Different, is it?
That is a different clip.
Interesting.
There's that picture there. That clip
Oh.
there is a different clip.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
There's
Dun dun dun.
no, the
There's
clip there.
a zoom in button there.
is that just the handle
Yeah,
itself?
that's
Or is that-
just the handle. That's
Oh,
the
yeah, no,
screws
so-
there, the cutout for the clip if
the-
you swip it around.
No, the shadow is it's making it look.
Oh, there's no clip on that at all.
Yeah,
right
there's
now.
no clip
Yeah.
on that side.
this shadow right in here makes it look like a clip from this perspective.
Curious.
But there's no clip on the other side too, so I assume like when I was looking at
Yeah.
it, they just didn't have the clip in the picture.
They have one screw here, one hole for one screw. They've got 2 screws on the
And
opposite
then
side.
one it looks like on this side. So,
So-
CRKT doesn't know what the clip for this knife is going to look like yet, and neither do we.
That's one screw. That's one screw on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay.
What the hell? Okay.
One screw. One screw.
Yeah, one
more
screw.
time. One
One
screw.
screw.
Maybe they
Yeah.
changed the clip.
They may have been messing
Not
around. with
impressed.
it.
I don't think I'm going to be that impressed with a one screw shallow pocket clip like that.
It is
What's
nested though, right?
What's the weight
That
on
is
this?
one benefit, is it is nested, so it won't.
It shouldn't rotate
Yeah.
all that
What's
much.
what's
Weight.
the weight on this knife?
Weight is 6.3 ounces.
I am
Not
concerned
light.
with a one screw pocket clip on a 6-ounce knife.
And using 41/16 stainless.
Troop steel. How much? What's the price point on this bad boy? Deadlock.
Guess.
I know what the price point is. It's like suggested retail of 150 or something like that.
Yep.
You're paying a lot for the deadbolt lock on this one.
So
Mm-hmm.
now, if you're in love with the design and that functionality speaks to you, maybe it's worth it.
I want to play with it. I'm curious.
Yeah.
I am very curious. I mean, if I fall in love with the action on it,
Yeah.
I'll buy knives with steel like that. It's not the end of the world.
But again, it's kind of an example of what you're paying for the designers, and you're paying for one design, and you're kind of compromising with another design.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they also, yeah.
And they
I got nothing
They
to
do
do
it
with.
with the field strip
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
They compromise with the field strip technology by making the price point.
They're
We're gonna
calling
get there.
They're calling $200 for the Provoke as well. So you're getting D2,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
getting a really funky mechanism, but it is a funky mechanism that it's going to cost a bit more for them to make. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
God knows I'm willing to pay that price for that.
I would have bought it in Oz 8, so I'm happy that it's D2.
Absolutely.
So yeah, kind of jumping off from the seismic here and going on with the innovations that they have, and it's not necessarily a new innovation, but it has been one of the most noticeable from CRKT lately.
It's been a successful innovation.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's pretty cool.
For sure.
Yeah, most definitely a brainchild of Ken Nennion. It is the field strip technology, and this year he's brought it out into the Slacker model.
I'm loving the design.
Mhm.
I absolutely love it.
It looks really nice.
Yeah.
Aluminum handle, field strip is a good thing going. The field strip, I could care less, honestly, about. I just like the shape of the knife, the function of the knife.
It's really
I,
nice
I
lines
wouldn't
to
mind
it.
owning one just to have it in the collection, just because it's a cool
Yeah.
option. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here's an example of this technology. It's
Exactly.
a sweet looking knife.
That's exactly it.
And I really do believe that he took the CRKT Swindle design, which wasn't necessarily an unpopular design, but I really think he refined it to the Slacker model.
looks nice.
And yeah, came up with something really nice.
Almost like a little sway back kind of handle, but not as
Come on.
Right.
But not as much as the Swindle.
yeah.
It still didn't do anything. Amazing.
I just want to go the other way.
I don't understand how the one person's just like, yeah, this is just what's wrong with you people.
So from the looks of things too, straight because of the straight aluminum into the field strip, it's almost like a subframe lock. They're not going to call it a subframe lock because, of course, Kershaw and Microtech
May
might
have something to say
sue
about
each
that.
other and just confuse you. It's like, it's
Really hurt their brain.
Kershaw
I like
was
the
angry.
fact that it's relief cut though. Reduce the weight a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Again,
Nice touches.
skeletonizing.
that's it.
And I think they did that in the Rakiri as well. That
Yes.
Obnoxiously
The-
large.
the
Yep.
Tokyo spaceship. You bet,
Yeah.
it's fantastic.
Which I also love the design of, but for different reasons than this.
Much.
So, yeah, think it's going to be really successful as well in a smaller version of a field strip. But one of the things we probably do need to comment on.
The one thing we're all upset with.
Well,
Yep.
there's two things, but
Fair
yeah.
enough.
So they
Steel choice.
You bet. Yes.
4116 once again.
Yeah.
And at that price point, that's the more important bit.
Yeah.
I don't mind that steel by itself, but again, when you combine it with a price point like that, it's
It's
come
tough.
on.
Now,
I would have jumped at 8CR.
It seems
honestly.
like you're still paying for that technology in like
Mhm.
the field strip, which hopefully a couple years from now, or even next year, it won't be such a heavy tax.
but it's on par with the rest of the field strip that's
Yes.
out of there.
Yeah.
Of course.
And you're getting a smaller knife, but you're getting aluminum instead of like the normal home front, the black-handled one with the Zytel and
Yeah.
the Krupp steel. Again,
Yeah.
Krupp steel seems to be the theme with a lot of the home front, the field strip
Yeah.
technology. Sorry.
Yeah. Even that Vox design one too was all plastic as well, right?
Yeah, and with curb steel as
Yeah.
well. But yeah, so that's the running theme, and the price point corresponds with the rest of the price points. But what's also a running theme is my complaint about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It is consistent.
If they came out with this model in a D2 version, I'd probably own it.
I pay $150 for that easy.
Yeah.
And that's just knowing that D2 aluminum field strip, like all these things together make for, and really, like again, I'm not adverse to paying more money. And I don't know, the argument that CRKT is aiming at not the lowest common denominator Walmart buyers, but in that sort of same vein where they're trying to get things out at the lowest possible price point for some models, it doesn't make sense in this scenario.
In a recent video though that I was watching, they were talking about how like that's kind of their like company logo almost, is to bring stuff to market at the lowest possible price point.
Absolutely.
So that might be like almost crippling to them. You know what I mean? Where it's like it's stopping them from making that next step. Although they have done a pretty good job this year of giving you different options.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is true.
There's definitely enough things out there right now that I don't need everything in D2.
Mm-hmm.
This is true, yeah. And I mean, as far as the design of the knife itself, I think we're in agreement. It's a nice looking
It's a
knife.
nice
And
looking
it is.
It
Yeah.
should be comfortable. It should be easy to use.
my personal comment is if they had used 12C27 Sandvik,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
the
In a
price
heartbeat.
point could have been similar, and I bet you would have appeased a lot more knife nerds with not much more of a better steel, but still something that we can appeal to a little bit more.
Yeah.
Something that
Indeed.
polishes real nice.
You bet.
And,
And
looks
you
pretty.
you've kept prices down on your Sandvik steel in the past. The new M16 skeletonized that you guys came
Yeah.
out with, they were awesome priced, and there's no reason why you can't change over from the Krupp steel to the Sandvik.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like the checkering pattern on that thing.
Yeah,
Kind
Nice.
of almost like a knurled.
Yeah,
sort
almost like
of,
a knurled diamond kind of
see
pattern.
if we can get a bit of. Oh, I hadn't noticed that. The little bit of jimping along the back of the blade there.
Okay, so on to the next thing, kind of slimmer, more profiled, more gentlemanly things. I think we need to dabble on someone's fingers work that.
That's what she said.
Oh.
Oh my.
Oh,
Also
dear.
very gentlemanly offering from CRKT this year.
Not anymore.
You guys are gentlemanly, but they're trying to be gentlemanly
They
here.
sure are.
Yep,
The CEO,
It's nice. I like it.
I do too.
very slim in the hand, very
Mhm.
small, very quaint.
Let's see
Yeah.
if we can get a
I
picture
see this
in
filling
hand.
the same kind of role as almost like obviously like an office carry, but I would carry it as like a personal steak knife.
Yeah.
Shun personal steak knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys have seen that thing
With a
before,
pocket clip.
it's-
I'm
yeah.
a fan of that kind of profile.
Yep.
I might be picking one up. They do a couple of things in a really interesting way. They talk about how, slim and low profile almost looks like a pen, that sort of deal. Yeah, they actually chose to use 8CR, 13 MOV for the blade steel. I'm happy it's not the 4116 that
Yeah.
we just talked about.
Yeah.
For the size of knife, for the blade profile, they could have gotten away with it, but I think that this is, better suited. Get it? Because you'll be wearing this with a suit.
You're terrible.
Sorry. It is a dedicated
Can we just like have him not? No.
I'm gonna go over to the kitchen and go make some noise because it wasn't as bad as what we just encountered right there.
Remember that month when Joe just wasn't here? Remember how nice that was?
Oh no, I got bitched out constantly.
Yeah, you did. We were not nice.
No.
But yeah, very dedicated right-handed
Yeah.
in
Yes,
all
yes,
sorts of ways.
yes.
That's
So-
the main thing I
and
don't like
that's-
about that.
And that's not new from CRKT, but it
Mhm.
is something worth mentioning.
I wonder if you can flick it.
As a lefty, though, I will comment, no, it's super recessed. If you can, I'll be surprised. But one of the things I will say as a lefty is I care less when a knife is specifically tipped down, which this one is.
Yeah.
So with it being tipped down already, I care less whether about the left or the right hand, because either way, I'm not going to be slicing myself
Mhm.
Yeah.
on the knife, even when it is tipped down in my left-hand pocket, right? So...
Yep.
So on the opposite side from the clip, and they don't really have a wonderful picture of it here, but that looks to be a solid one-piece spacer, almost like a little old-timey pill crusher.
Yeah, like the you had in the doctor's knife.
Yeah, it almost looks like it's a like throwback kind of.
Yeah.
If you're a CEO, there's a lot of pressure, okay? Sometimes you need to do what you need to do.
Some of the things
Something
you
to
need
take the edge
rail
off.
at Adderall.
And aside from that sort of gray area of what it might be used for, One of my initial thoughts is it would be a really nice place for engraving.
Yeah, it would.
As far as
Actually-
it being a CEO gifting to someone and then engraving initials
Like,
or company
right.
logos.
Right on like the back end, like on that part of the pommel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it a pommel.
You're a pommel.
I hope not. Yeah, no, I hadn't thought about that, and now I desperately want to know what the butt end looks like.
Yeah, you do.
And
Thanks. Yeah. No, it's
there you go, right
Yeah.
there. It actually looks like it's. Oh no, it's
That's
from the other side.
Yeah.
You still don't get to see it.
They do not want you to know.
And just out of curiosity, again, price point $49.99 American.
That's a
Yeah.
great price.
At
Nothing
that-
wrong with that.
at that
No.
price. Even it's ACR. I'm probably gonna have
Yeah.
to buy one, even as a gift for someone, because that's just a cool little
I can
knife.
see that one being a very successful knife
Yeah.
for the size and the price. Yeah.
So, kind of jumping spectrums here, we are going from one of their slim, gentlemanly, nice. I've just lost the word that I was going to say.
Dainty,
Yeah,
almost.
yeah.
Quaint.
Gentlemanly.
Yeah.
Precise.
I already said that.
Said it twice. It's very gentlemanly.
It is.
It's
So
the
yeah,
CEO.
going from that one, it is one that they have had in the past and kind of decided to beef up some.
We're going from the smallest to the biggest.
Beef up.
And they went crazy with this. I've seen the specs, I've seen it in hand. It's the jumbones.
It's big.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not a little knife, that's for sure.
It's a little ridiculous. The blade is just under 5 inches.
Yeah.
It's
It's a lot of blade.
it's a beastly thing.
CRKT has like been visited by the ghost of Cold Steel.
Oh, the ghost?
Yes.
Ghost.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's the ghost.
The go-
but
the-
anyway.
Don't ask questions.
Because then it's still thematic to the Christmas story.
Yeah, bitches.
Because it was the ghost of knives past.
But Cold Steel's not dead.
You're dead.
Details. I feel like these are details.
But yeah, so there's a picture of the knife in hand, so you can kind of get a reference there.
And especially the handle ratio. I want
Mhm.
people to notice how much handle is like sticking out the back of
let's,
the wrist when you're holding it.
So that I can palm this. I can palm this knife. Look where my thumb is. Look where this ends up in the heel of the knife. Look at that.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a big one.
Yeah,
It's absolutely giant.
it's a lot of knife.
Yeah. It reminds me of when CRKT made that Ruger, that
Yes.
go in heavy knife or hot and heavy knife. I
Yeah.
don't know. It was
The heavy petting knife.
It was
Okay.
ridiculous.
No, we're not gonna call it that.
So one of the details that we all really liked about this one that we are annoyed that is not in the original Crossbones is the actual crossbones.
So the Jumbones has the crossbones.
Yeah.
And the
That's silly.
crossbones has the knee bones. And the knee bones are connected to the feet bones.
We've gone too far.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Why don't they have any shins?
Don't ask. Details.
Because it's a knife.
Because they were exposed. They got hacked. Hack the bone.
Oh, I don't like any of this.
No. No.
So-
don't hack the bone.
Material list. They're using the same things that they used on the
gonna say,
original, right?
It's the same.
Yeah.
Just
big
60,
room.
61, Oz 8. Well, they're asking 150 for it. I think the current price for the Crossbones is 115 on their site by comparison.
And normal pillar to a large pillar, you're actually only getting like a half an inch blade length or something like that.
Yeah.
Right? It's something silly. Whereas a small crossbones compared to the jumbones, like that
There's
is
a
for
difference.
$50.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
like an inch and a half.
You're like
Yeah.
literally getting 2 worth of knives material
Yeah.
in a jumbones.
Original length, and I just have it up on my phone here, but it's 3.536 inches up to 4.845.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah.
It's not
Inch and a
Substantial.
quarter.
It's a good increase.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think everything in the price point about this knife and successful, and the IKBS, I believe, in this
Yep,
thing
yep.
as well. And yeah.
Oh yeah.
She'll flip, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people who bought the crossbones will buy it because of the novelty of the jumbones as
Yes.
well, and it'll be a fun knife to play with. But again, in the pocket, like there's a reason I don't carry a 6-inch tie light and things like that, right? Like it's
Yeah, I keep flip flopping whether I want this knife or
that's
not.
because you do carry a 6-inch tie light in your pocket. It's ridiculous. It's,
Well, worse, I carry the counterattack, but
It's also ridiculous.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So there definitely will be a market and it's fun, and we like some of the details that they put on the bigger one.
It's a cool looking knife.
This is small in like his pocket comparison.
Well, width wise.
And,
Anyway.
and I bet you weight. What is the weight on it? Because of the aluminum.
5.6 ounces.
Okay, so that's how big that knife is. Even
It's-
with aluminum handles, it's the same weight as the deadbolt or the seismic or whatever. Yeah,
That's just
give or
nuts.
take.
Yep.
Yeah, so
It'd be fun to play with.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And again, diamond pattern looks nice.
Yep.
And that aluminum.
yeah, and it's the same diving patterning that they've got on the slacker. It's pretty much the same checkering. Yeah.
Yep.
Couple other notables that should be mentioned, I think. One of those two, either, yeah. So they tried to get fancy on a budget level, I think, on this guy.
Yeah.
And they may or may not have succeeded. I don't know. Time will tell and feel on hand. I'm
See what
really
it
on the
feels like.
fence on this
Yeah,
one.
yeah, I definitely want to get it in hand and feel what it's like and stuff, but
I want to see those brass accent pieces in person. I want to see how they look to my naked eye because the color, I don't know, something about these pictures. And
Do you wear clothes?
And a pocket clip, and the back spacer is like got a hammered finishy thing going on, and it could be super classy for what it is, right?
It's almost like a carbon fiber pattern in the plastic scale too, eh?
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
And yeah, like one of the things that we're not sure about with the coloration is, from our best guess, it's a coating that they anodized on top of steel hardware.
It's pretty nice.
Hmm.
The
Oh, I
back
haven't
spacer is
noticed
really
that.
yeah,
nice.
the hammering on it
Yeah,
is
yeah.
really, really nice. I don't know if there's another picture of it up close, but yeah, it's a
Sorry.
quick little notable.
I suppose not.
Boston.
But yeah, the hardware.
Is it anodized too?
I think it is. Oh my goodness, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
anodized there.
Yeah, it looks colored.
Yeah. And again, price point, chromoly steel, I want to say. ACR 14 with an 89 price point.
That's reasonable. I did just want to bring up that the handle material actually has a layer of black woven carbon fiber, and the rest is G10 underneath. Similar to
Right.
what
That's why it looks like carbon fiber.
because
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Because they spider code up the carbon fiber.
Don't you mean
Whoa!
too
You
much?
don't know.
You went to the
We
See, that's the issue with that spit cloth.
Twilight Zone.
no, it was a hit and a miss.
That's
I
okay.
tried.
It's
There we
okay. We're back.
We're there.
Yeah. Yeah, they Kershawed it up, they spider coated up, started using this laminate carbon fiber over G10.
Well, that was the biggest complaint about the Spyderco stuff, was that the carbon fiber laminate G10 on the Sages and the GB1s. And,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
At this price point, I could,
oh, $89,
Yes.
do it up. I'm just happy it's
100%.
not swirled plastic.
Yeah, no, that's why I assumed it was though,
see.
Yeah.
because I didn't read
Like
it.
they did on the Hootenanny. That's the one I got to call
Yeah.
it. It was swirled plastic.
I really like the design of the Hootenanny. You know what? Give me that material on the CEO. Just do that.
All right.
Yeah,
Other notable mention,
Was
helical.
no,
no,
not
we
the-
did-
we're doing that guy.
Yeah.
I missed it.
Oh,
It's okay.
fail.
Yeah,
Do it that way.
Last but not least, they threw another Forged at War at us.
Mhm.
And I think I like the idea with some customization.
So yeah, the for those not knowledgeable in it, the Forged by War series is actually stuff that is being designed by veterans of various wars, and some of the proceeds are going back to different veteran help foundations and whatnots.
very cool.
Elmer Roche seems to be one of the big names in the Forged in War program, especially with the axes, plus some of the knives, I believe, as well. He's
Yes.
been participating in, and yeah, come up with some really cool stuff.
I like that.
The old school French style, I want to say, is where it came from.
think
If you
that's
give
what
a
it
quick
was.
little
I
rundown.
actually don't know much about this
No.
They just call it a 8th century weaponry.
Medieval counterpart.
Hickory for the handle, 1055, which is pretty standard for their axes. Again, decent enough price point. Looks like it's got a longer handled. Yeah.
Blade length is about 4 inches, so that gives you a bit of idea of scale. Maybe they'll have a picture of somebody holding it. Well, maybe not.
I'm interested to see how it like orients itself and stuff like that in your hand with the square handle.
That's the one thing that I'm hesitant about it, is I don't know how comfy that would be for actual usage.
And when I was talking about the customization, it might
Round a certain area where-
oval shape, teardrop shape, something like that type of thing. So yeah,
I think as a weapon, having an indexed handle, something that's not round, might be a bit better, just for edge orientation.
Yeah.
But for a chopping tool, yeah, maybe you might want to take some
glove,
sandpaper to it.
chainmail, gauntlet, something like that. I bet you the square would actually lock in your hand really, really good. compared
Yeah.
to- But for practical wood chopping, it's kind of one of those like go get that measuring stick out in the yard and make it into an axe type of thing.
Yeah.
It looks like it'd be fun to throw.
That too,
On the
yeah.
hand,
Yeah.
could be fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
The axe gang hatchet from Cold Steel, kind
Yeah.
of a squarish little whatever type of
Which
thing, right?
even
So-
the way that head seems cocked, it seems like that top point will sink real nice.
yeah, so fun, looks fun.
Yep, should be a good one.
Last but not least, sorry. I think this is a surprise to all you guys. Let's see if I got this right. I don't know if you guys know that this came up, but I saved the best for last on this guy. How about a limited edition CRKT for this year? 500 made from Ken Onion. Called the Motley.
I was not aware.
Nope, I just
I
saw
was
it
not
when,
either.
this afternoon when last but not least.
Nigel's got a look of
I
disgust on
do
his
not
face.
care for that.
It looks like he tried to Brian tie a shallot.
Yeah, that
No, like
is
it's got a shallot-y vibe from
very,
Shop.
very.
At least they
Check out the
match the
distortion
scales
wave.
front to back. It's
And then the handle
Yeah.
looked like Brian Ty got his hands on it and just
Tied it up.
waffled the crap out of it. And
It's kind of like he tried to do like a shallot wrinkle cross.
Yeah.
speed bump even. You can see
Yeah.
some hints of the speed bump.
Yeah.
that looks like a nightmare inside your palm.
Yeah. No. No.
500 mage, Sleipner steel, titanium, G10. No idea what
fair
the price
enough.
point is. I don't think they have a price point yet.
Nope.
By now, no price point.
Nothing. But
God damn it, Joe.
Hey.
and I believe it was 500 if you read the specs on it. But
1 to 500.
just noticed it today, this afternoon while we were going, and realized what was on the table and was like, holy, okay.
Yeah.
They throw highballs every once in a while.
It's a thing.
Yep. So it's nice that they're trying with the highball stuff and trying limited run stuff, but yeah, that's
Well,
It'll be interesting to see how the rest of the community takes it.
I really
Uh-huh.
don't think this is ever going to be something that, like, hey, we'll make a functional version of this knife.
I
Like,
hope not.
you know, this screams collector piece to me. Obviously, the 1
and
to
I bet you
500.
it's probably based off of one of Ken Onion's customs.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what it would feel like in hand,
I'm not.
just to put to rest the fact that it's not going to feel great.
Yeah.
Is there a picture of it in
There is kind of
hand? There you go.
well, not in a good grip though. The one part that has me
That's
mildly
the only way you can
concerned,
hold it where it's comfortable.
just because it's it's a little bit too small than other picture. But that area right in here, that dip,
Yeah.
a little bit worried about how that's going to feel when you're really gripping it and trying to cut into something.
I think this is based around more of a tactical fighting knife where you've got the pinch grip with a snap cuts and things like that. It's going to be an Edge Shemp Bowie from Spyderco knife.
If you held it
Fair
like
enough,
that,
this
you
is
could
going
hold
to
it in multiple carries from that same.
Like I said, I think this is
Yeah.
going to be an Edge Shemp knife where you've got to keep that in mind when you're playing with this knife.
kind of a PPT carry.
Yeah, it's getting there, but yeah.
Yeah, not as pistol-y.
Yeah. So, anyway, figured I'd show you guys that very last and round it out because 1 of 500 made, still no price point even on it. Official release for the SHOT Show is January 22nd, so
We are excited
we'll
for
learn
that.
more then.
Yeah.
Yep. But to go off on the note of excitement, the Provoke. That's definitely the one that we're all the most excited to see.
Yeah.
Everybody
Let's
wants to know.
round it out full circle what we started with, what we're still most excited about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can't stop talking about it.
This is one I'm definitely going to own this year.
It's one again. Not only is it a CRKT that I'm looking forward to owning, it's one that like I've already started setting money aside for. Like, it's holy. I don't do that for knives often. Period. And it's a karambit, and I'm so excited for it. Like it's so cool.
I don't like karambits at all, but I think I even might have to put one of these in the collection just because of the kind of the build up behind this thing. Is the story is absolutely awesome
design,
on
yeah.
how this came to be.
Yeah.
So,
This is one of those things that you can tell going into it is going to be like a point in time of knife history sort
Yes.
of thing.
Yeah.
Is this will not be forgotten about.
there's going to be new iterations.
Yeah.
It's already coming in D2. There's so much to be like.
Did we mention that before? That they're going to be
Yeah, we did.
potentially
Yeah.
getting in? Okay.
I questioned ergonomics, but at the end of the day, I don't care. It's fancy. I'm not buying it to be the most
For
comfy.
the innovation and the playing with different designs and the different mechanisms, I'm going to allow tolerance for the ergonomics.
Yeah, unless it's absolutely brutal.
Unless it's a Ken Onion custom for the CRKT, I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Curious if they. No, they don't have a picture.
Right.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yep. But yeah, that is kind of our rundown of what CRKT has to offer for 2019. We'll have to wait for SHOT Show to see if they have anything hidden that they're going to announce last minute.
And this is initial impressions, what we like, what we don't. Once we get some of these in hand, we'll probably do some close-up reviews and some shorter reviews just to give you a rundown
Indeed.
once we get to play with them.
For sure.
That being said, we will catch everyone again next week. This is Nigel the Smith signing off.
I am who I am, Dennis Vipers.
I am the Iron Joe.
XL.ca.
Have a good one.
Ha. Ha.